Hey guys, Wheatywaffle here today, and we are back in City Skylines. Look at this beautiful, beautiful downtown we've got going on right now. This is just the beginning. We're going to have so much downtown over here, as well as over here. It's going to be fantastic. But for now, I mean, she's looking pretty nice. We do have some demand. So before we get into like my goal for the day, I do just want to get in here. Let's slap down some buildings. Let's try to get a bit more development over here. I'm just going to let that be one big skyscraper. We'll see what that becomes. And then we'll fill the backside here. Not with that. We're going to fill that with mixed use. And I do realize I am on the wrong thing, but offices are all the same. We'll let these be European. We'll see what that looks like. It can't be that bad. We do have some demand for medium density, which I think we'll just go ahead and satisfy this whole area with medium density development, as well as that little piece and right there. Oh, what a beautiful skyscraper. Hello. Boot and Bug, how we doing? Okay. I know what we wanted to do today, or what I want to do today. I have a plan. I have a vision. We're going to pause. Let's get into this view. All right. So today is June 22nd, and on June 24th, in 2 days, we get the Economy 2.0 patch. When that comes out, it might totally wreck the economy of our city, or it might make it great. Or more likely, the mods that we have are not going to work. So I'm trying to get a little bit of ahead. I think I've said that a few times, but I just want to be ahead so that there's not a lapse in content here. However, last week, we worked on zoning out a lot of this downtown and kind of giving this some of its buildings, giving it some of its height, its character. I mean, we've got this little park here. Then we have this little guy. Like, this looks wonderful, right? But then I started thinking that we needed to work on the subway. And so instead of doing that last week, we did this downtown, and then we also went through and did some of the buses, right? Fantastic. Love to see it. I think we've made some progress there. I had a vision, if you will. When we realized there is a terminal or like a depot similar to the trains for the subway, I thought, okay, we need to combine these two into some massive rail yard. So I think that that's going to happen. And I think it's going to happen down here in Wa. This is going to be the rail yard, and it's going to feed the city from this now industrial area, which also means we could consider moving this industrial area right here in Fairview Ridge and having that be a part of this complex here. So much so that we could even buy this tile and have a highway connection, or maybe buy these tiles and have a highway connection right into the industrial area of our city, which would give us more area for suburbs and further expansion. It also just frees up some room here so that if we choose in the future to double this highway and split it, we can do that. Now, before we go any further, I want to shout out a comment from Gardening for Health and Well-Being. They suggested on the new station, which I assume is this one, right? Could you use the left track? So if I'm looking at this, I mean, I'm going to assume this is the left track to go along the river where you want to build a waterfront housing estate and make its way out into the suburbs along the river. So I'm thinking what they mean is we take this leftmost track and we somehow meander it along Linden Crest and get it over here to then come along the river. I love that idea. I'm not ready to do it yet though, but it did inspire me to think about how we could get some rail along this river's edge. So thank you, Gardening for Health and Well-Being. I appreciate the idea. And I think I'm going to take your idea and expand on it a little bit. I think what we do is we take this passenger train line that has been here, Washington Glade train station. It has been here the whole time. You know what? Do we have these other ones named? I should name them. We should do that. Washington Glade train station. I think we take one of these tracks and we send it down and along the river's edge all the way over out into where we'll have our future rail yard. And we could then, in Manor Acres, add in a train stop. Bring the train line along the river's edge, somehow get it connected up into Washington Glade train station. And then we can expand on our orange line. So the orange line goes from the lowest peak all the way through Kersey, through Crestview. It goes past Hawthorne to Washington Glade, comes along into Manor Acres, and then connects into our future rail yard. Eventually, we could even make this a closed loop and have the lowest peak, Summit Hill, I guess, train station connect into this line as well. But for now, that's what we're going to do. So let's figure out how we do this. I'm going to just leave this on pause, I think, for the moment, because I do think we need to do some minor redevelopment. Do we have people using this bridge? We do. So we're going to have to say goodbye to the bridge for a moment, but we are going to have to come back and reinstall this bridge here shortly. I would like to separate our passenger rail entirely from the cargo rail. So we're going to go ahead and delete that there. And then we're going to grab, is this train? This is train, double track. We're going to grab this line right here. I don't want to do a level crossing. And I think I've decided I'm fine with grade changes for our train tracks, obviously, but I want to try to limit them to no more than 4 degrees at any given area. So if we were to bring this out to here, we could do it about at a 2, which I think 1.9, that's not too bad. Are we able to rotate this? No, we might be too close there. What if I just have it set to rotate to begin with? Get this as close. I'm looking at that slope angle there. Get this as close to 0 as possible. Alright, looks like the graphics are not happy at the moment, so I might have to turn them back down. But if we were to bring this along this way, we're going up. Oh, plus 0.1. Minus 0.3, minus 0.1. I think that's fine, right? So we curve along there. So what we need to do is get this to the ground. The ground is here. That is a negative 10, which I'm not comfortable with negative 10. But if we were to expand it along here like so, where does that bring me to? Negative 3.1? What if I turn off all of this? Negative 2.7, negative 2.5. I now can't really see where we're at here. Let's get that negative 2.5. It's going to be right next to the road, but I'm fine with that. Let's just get a sense of how that looks. That's not terrible. That is not terrible. It's only bridged where it absolutely needs to be, and then we try to get to the road as quickly as possible. Now, before we move over here, I already did a bit of testing, and by testing, I mean I just kind of, on a paused version of the game, I bulldozed some stuff and figured out where things would go. I want a train station here, but it's not going to work here because we're in the water. So we're going to need to shift Magnolia Street to a slightly different area. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to take right from this center here, switch to a curved road, go up to about here, and where can we connect it in? Or maybe what we do instead, let's come out straight from right here to there. From here, let's go straight across. Or don't even go straight across. Let's go from here. Oh, we have a fancy building. The Pop Musician's Mansion. All right, we're gonna shift the Pop Musician's Mansion to there. Sorry, y'all. You gotta go. I think what is this tool called? This is the complex curve. Let's give complex curve a shot, because what I want to do, turn everything off here. I want to take it from here, bring it up to like here, but then bring it over. Or maybe we bring it up to like here and bring it over. I like that. I like that. Okay. So now what we're going to do, go back to straight and then turn all of our snap twos on. And let's just send this straight across here. Okay. I think this could, at least for the moment, come straight across. I think we get rid of this cul-de-sac. And I think we just send it straight. No, we send it to here, but then I think what we want to do is we want to kind of curve it up and in. So if I were to go like this, like that. All right, we're going to change that in a second, but let's do one thing at a time here. Let's go ahead and shift our bus stops, excuse me, up. So we're going to move this bus stop just exactly to where, exactly across the street, like nothing crazy there. This is going to come down now and do a curve here. I'm fine with that, I think. I don't think that bothers me all too much. So we're going to move you to here. That's a new line. We don't want a new line. I want the current line that's there. Move that to here. Force it to stay on this road. So now we're not going to interrupt the bus at all. And then I think we can go ahead and bulldoze kind of this whole section of Magnolia Street as well as these side roads. They're going to have to go. There's just no way for those to work. No pedestrian access, no car access. That's okay. All of these houses are going to have to be deleted. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Sorry, guys. I know that you had homes and dreams and visions, and I'm just ruining all that for you, but it's for progress. We got to do it for progress. All right, let's upgrade this so that... Let's do it this way. I just want to shift kind of where that curve is. There we go. Look how clean that is. Beautiful. All right, so now we have a perfect place for a train station, which I love to see. And I'm actually tempted. I know that this is going to be a bit more involved than I planned for this little section, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to actually delete Fawn Street, go back to a straight road with all snap twos turned on. We are going to just kind of shuffle that into a bit of a grid. Go ahead and make sure all this is still filled in here. It's going to be American style. That's fine. I don't frankly have a preference for this low density stuff. So we did just reduce the population a little bit there. I think we can get the train line right behind these houses, which I'm okay with that. And we're going to just switch this back over to European so that they're all connected and the same. Okay, we're going to come along this way and go along this back road. We do have the issue of our water pumping station. So I think what we do, let's build the station for the train first, and then we address the water pumping station. So regular train station right here on Magnolia Street, directly across from our bus stops. That looks nice. Oh, it's perfect. Perfect. All right, so let's grab all snap twos. Let's stick this right behind these homes. It might suck for them, but it is realistic. When we were looking at houses, there was definitely a house that definitely had there was a house that had a train line right behind it. We did not go for that house, but they do exist. I'm thinking, like, we want as nice and smooth of a curve as possible. So if we can do that, that works for me. This last one is the bypass lane. I think it's just simple enough that we can just plug it in and call it a day, but there's nothing special I think we need to do there. Okay, so now we have that line there. And now we just need to get this to connect to this, which I think should be relatively simple. If we were to bring this at the 180 straight on down to where it matches, we could send this curve right along, switch to our straight line, and go right on through. Look at that. So now we have a brand new train line along there. Now this section of Magnolia Street, I did have it raised so that there was this wall here, and now this is a slight deviation from my plan, but I'm actually thinking we upgrade this section as well as this section all into a key, just to give us that little wall there. I think that looks nice. And as long as it doesn't ruin the zoning, I think we upgrade this backside here to the key to do two things. A, remove zoning, because we don't need zoning on it. And B, at least while the train line is around, that key designation gives you a railing, which I think is nice, because when we come over here, there is now a railing separating our people from the train itself, which I think is fantastic. It does cut off this, waterfront for most people, but that happens. That's okay. Right here, next to our train, I do think we go ahead and do some low-density commercial, just a bit on both sides. And then we can switch back and do a bit more residential, again, along both sides here. This side here we're going to leave open. I think this is kind of the cutoff here around this highway, Grove Highway. Okay, so back to these lines. I guess it doesn't matter which one kind of is the lead here, but I think I would like the center one to be our lead. So if we were to take this and bring it straight along to here, we're at 2.4. I think before we do that, I like that this road can be like our kind of our guiding straight line for this project. So let's try to keep that negative 3.1.6 is fine. And then at this point, I think we go ahead and we try to curve right into the middle. What do we get? Plus 1.2. It's not terrible. If we were to bring it, I want it to be as far back as possible. I don't love where that curve is, but it's not terrible. I need to just get with the program here. Let's go ahead and merge those in a different way, because that does not look nice. That looks fine. Let's just smooth out this little section and call it a day, but that is going to work just wonderfully. Send this out actually a bit further, and then from here go ahead and give it a little bit of a smooth. Give this here a little bit of a smooth, a little bit of a smooth. First push it out just a bit, and then go in for the smooth. There we go. That's a bit better. Okay. So now we have a new train station built in. We've got the additional zoning around it, so that can fill in as well. And it comes down from here. Let's do a quick little run through here, see what we have. This comes around this way. It's not terrible. It would be a little slow here, but that's all right. And then it does a curve here to then go basically straight along the back of these buildings. There is a bit of a change here in grade, but nothing substantial. It's going to turn into here, one of these spaces. I do think there's a bit of an unrealistic height change here. And I'm wondering if we can solve that in advance. I know that we're kind of undoing some things we already did, but I want this to look nice. I don't want it to look messed up. So let's send this straight on out. Send it to here. We are at 4.1. When we get to there, we're at 4. I think we go to here. I think we back this up even further. And then I think we go straight from here to here. It's negative 2.9. It does put a wall behind some of these people's houses and completely cuts off their view. However, they've got a hedge, and I don't feel bad about it. It has to happen. It's for the better of all. That just looks much cleaner. These back two, I don't know why they're higher, but that looks cleaner. Then they come out the other direction. Okay, so now we have our train line going this direction. We need to account for the water pumping station. Can I just cut right through this with abandon? Because if I can, It looks a little messed up, but the level crossing doesn't bother me. I think what we do instead, let's just move this over to here for the moment. Let's go get a regular road. Let's do it this way. Turn on these grid lines. There we go. Move this to here. And frankly, how are we doing on water? Water availability, not great. Could be better. So let's throw in a second and a third pump while we're at it. This one's been fully upgraded. These two have not. But now we have 3 pumping stations there, well out of the way of poop and any other negative development. This is just going to go straight. And I think this is where I want the rail yard to be for now. We might end up one day moving it even further back, but I think I want it here. And I've decided just in this moment, here's what we're going to do. I think I want to back all this off. I know we're going to need to like re-add all this here in a second, but let's just click on all that, go to our bulldoze tool and get in here. Delete some of these buildings. I'm trying to be less attached to what I've developed so that I can make it better in the future. You know? Let's send that back to there. Okay, what does our grade look like? Actually, our grade looks pretty nice. I'm not mad about it. Not mad about it one bit. All right, so I want to have, just thinking here as I look at this, I think I want to have the subway depot on the interior line here against this road. Yeah, I think I want this here. We are going to need, we have 44 tiles, which is fine. We're going to need to buy these 2 just so that we can then go ahead and turn, connect these lines around on one another. Then what are the upgrades we have here? This is extra tracks, increased capacity for the subway trains, but it doesn't change the footprint, so there's nothing I have to worry about there. Maintenance hall, dedicated facility that makes subway train maintenance faster. This does add some additional zoning. It looks as if it might be the same number of cells as over here, so I guess 6. So let's just do a little bit of measurement here. Let's bring this out. Let's move this along here. And then let's just make sure we leave enough space to add this in the future. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's actually 7. So if I were to put a straight road right here that we could then place this along, that's not enough space without even, before we even just run into that. Okay, so we're not going to be able to upgrade this at the moment, although this is, oh, it's just the maintenance hall. Okay, as long as I can still have the number of trains I want, I don't think I'm as worried about needing to upgrade it. Let's send a road right along both sides of this subway rail yard, and then let's move our current rail yard. Employees 8 of 8, 8 of 10 trains in use. Tracks on the left, all aligned, which it looks like they are right there. Okay. I think we can get rid of Belmont and Chestnut Street for now. We have a road in the middle. It's not yet connected to anything. That is okay. But now what we need to do is connect this train line over to this station. Does it come over that way and go like this? I have 42 tiles. I'm half tempted to buy these tiles and take this 236,000. Do it. Do it. Here's what I want to do instead. get rid of all these lines. Oh, remember when we did this? This took forever. I don't know if I kept all of that in the recording, but man, oh man, was I struggling with the train lines at that point. I mean, who's to say I'm not going to struggle with them now, but either way. All right, so we're going to take this simple curve here, send it over this direction. I want to bring it basically up to that extra point there, and then we're going to curve it over. Negative 1.2. If I go up, negative 1, I can keep it essentially level. Or I can keep it on the ground. It's only 1.2%. I think we just leave it on the ground. And I would actually like to move it there. That's perfect. Perfect. Okay. So then, I think for now, let's start with this guy coming in right to here. Okay. So you come in, you have to go through the rail yard. Not a problem. We'll switch over to two-way, one-lane track that will also connect in here. And then I think we'll do the same with this, where we'll just connect this in this way. Now, the rail yard itself, this is where our trains are coming from. So our trains need to connect to the line. Frankly, both lines. I think what we need to do here... Are we high or low? We're high, and this goes downhill from here. And then it goes downhill again. Okay, let's go a step further. Let's also delete this road. We're going to come back and fix these roads in a minute, while it's getting some major redevelopment, though. I think I want to have a road... like this road come underneath and have the trains go over that road. So I think the best way to maybe start with that is to bring this road straight on down. We go down about 5 degrees. 5 degrees even. At which point I think this is going to go straight across this direction and straight across this direction. And this will be how we connect up here. Like that a lot. And better yet, I would like to just make this a grid. So you go here to here, 90, 90. Get that plugged right on in. It still did not fix some of that wonky. Let's do that again. Right in the center there, right in the center there. Bring it straight on out to there. Better. Better. Could be worse. It's better though. And then this one will also connect straight on up. But I don't want to get ahead of myself because we have more to do that we haven't done. So I need to chill because we got to get all these lines out of here. Okay, so now, in the spirit of keeping this as close to 0 as possible in terms of our grade change coming out of this train station, rail depot, let's send it straight to here. Can we get 0? Plus or minus? We have to go plus or minus. We'll go down 1. At which point we're going to curve over and come over this direction. Again, try to keep it as close to 0 as possible. I think I actually want to go even a bit further with this curve. Maybe to here. It's plus 0.1. I'll take it. We are now elevated, though, which seems strange. Because now that we're elevated, like, I have to stay elevated. And I don't want to stay elevated. That might actually be too much of an elevation. Back this up entirely to wherever we start that curve. Back this up, back this up, back this up. I know we just built it. I know. But I think what needs to happen is I think we need to take this height, and I think for just this section of the road, send the ground all the way flat. Smooth this section out here. Okay. Or do whatever the heck that is. There we go. Now smooth this section out here. There we go. Much better. Okay. It does give us this crazy tall road here, but if we upgrade, we've got sound barrier and we have retaining wall. if we go retaining wall along those two sections for now, I think what we do is we grab a road right here that goes up to there for the moment, but that will allow us to remove the retaining wall from this road and add it to this road. And then we can go back into our landscaping tools and just force the dirt all the way up to the side of the road. Okay, so now we have this retaining wall, and that came from somewhere. I don't know where this dirt came from, but it came from somewhere. But now I think we have a better way of connecting this up. Okay, run with me on this. We're gonna send this out straight to here. Then we're going to curve. Maybe even overshoot it a bit. Maybe not that much. Then we're going to curve over and out. Now there's a little bit of a wiggle here, which I don't love. But I think if we just rebuild it, much better. Much, much, much better. Okay. So now we have this train line going this direction, curving back into our current infrastructure. Now we want to connect all of these up. I think I do want this to go straight for a moment here, and then I want it to connect in, but I want it to connect as smoothly as possible. And I think the best way to do that is to pull it from the side there. Yeah, that is just a much smoother connection. I love that. So now we've got just all the trains going out. Now, one thing I did not consider, I have this train here that I have kind of forgotten to connect to. So I think what we want to do, because I want to lean in to having some larger train infrastructure, because I think that looks nice, is sending the train out this direction. Part of me wants to do, as crazy as this sounds, a level crossing. But I'm actually looking at this thinking, let's not even do a level crossing. Grab these roads and send them out to here for now. That's fine. I do want to just kind of like readjust this whole road. Like this should be straight like this. It's going to change that zoning, but that's fine. Right here on Magnolia Street, another Magnolia Street, there is no way that that is another Magnolia Street. We're going to turn that into an avenue. We're going to send the avenue right along the backside of Fawn Street, right along the backside of the welfare office. Yeah, we don't have another avenue over here, which is fine. Okay, so now we have this large intersection, but along this intersection is going to go an additional, this was not planned, but we're doing it, an additional train station there, which means we actually need to change how this connection works. Let's come back over here. Let's start from the middle. Let's go out straight for just a minute. What was that? What is all that? Okay, we got some terraforming needs to happen. Increase the size here. Flatten this out to be level with your train station, and then go ahead and just smooth out the hill. Okay. That is better. Now we can connect this up. Now let's see if we can figure this portion out. I want this to go over top. Is that at 95? Give me the 90-90. But that feels a bit too high. Turn this all the way down. Go down to 0. Right there's our center point. Here's our 90-90. Can we go with this? Not high enough. Okay. So that was 5 meters. I think it's what, 7.25 that you need to get over something? Turn everything off but our angle snap. If we can get this as close to the road as possible, I want to. Switch to a curve. Back down to 0. Oh, this isn't even a road. Alright, snap to existing geometry. Keep it at 0. We are going to curve it. But I don't think that aggressively. I think the curve is going to go like this, like right here at the end. Okay. Technically, Wah is still connected up. We now have this little overpass bridge here. It does have somewhat of a steep uphill there, but I don't think it's terrible. There's a car underneath SVU. The Keaton family. It's currently being driven by Claire Keaton. She's happy, so she's uneducated, but she's comfortable, and that's all that matters. All right, so let's do a quick little smooth out. Beautiful. See if we can kind of clean some of this up because she's looking rough. Just get some of those harsh lines out of there and it'll be much better. And let's just like make this really big and see what happens. If we just kind of gloss over all of this, where we've just done all of this building, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so our train line is in. And then that also means that this can kind of come down and maybe start going underground or something, or even stay elevated and just go straight over the train line here as well. Okay, before we unpause, I realize this whole episode has been on pause, but that is okay with me. We need to switch up where this stop ends. This stop is going to end all the way out here. Trying to hold so many keys down. Okay, so we've got a train there. Bam. It's going to come around. It's going to stop here. And what is that? I don't want to see that one. I want the other line I'm working with. You can just go to there for now. Oh, that's the external line. Right. Okay, and you're going to stop there. This is train line 1. I need to rename these. Let's come back up here. Let's make sure this is also stopping here as well. You can stop there for now. You're going to stop on this interior line. So what is the blue? Where's the blue going? The blue's curving out this way and just leaving the city. Okay. So let's go ahead and just quickly give a rename to our transit lines. I think that would be helpful. So we have got 3 trains, which is great. And I think in the future, I'm actually going to probably redevelop this and have this interior line be the one that curves out. And then this other line is going to maybe curve over like gardening for health and well-being suggested, and send that this direction. Because then we could just have a loop around the city, a train loop, but then also have this like longer train line that connects all our city together. Okay, but back to renaming. Wrong button there. So we have this line. This is the orange line. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to use the terminus station, the current terminus station, I guess, as the name of the line. So let's see what we've got over here. This actually is not in a district yet. Fairview is here. All right. We're going to get to the naming, but I got to make some changes. But okay, Fairview Ridge, like, East, Grove Crest, Waffle, and then we expanded Jur's Divide. Okay, I like that. We've got our train lines. Let's name our stations, and then let's name the lines. And then I think that's where we're going to leave this. So this is the Lake East train station. Okay. This is the... is this Manor Acres, right? Yeah, Manor Acres. Come over here. We already named Washington Glade train station. You come around here and you have this train station, which this train station, I guess, is technically the Kersey train station, right? Yeah, it's Kersey. And then this train station would be Summit Hill. Summit Hill train station will have a parking fee. They will no longer have free parking. Subway entrance, extra platform. We're not doing any of that yet. We will do a subway entrance soon. Kersey also has these station services. I did not mean to give them an extra platform. What I would like to do is I would like to expand where this line ends. So let's go ahead and jump back into our train lines real quick, because I want to have this line come out to... I gotta use like all of my fingers. Okay, here we go. Come out to here. I would still like for it to stop here as well. I want the blue. Can I get the blue one? Can I get the blue one? Great. It's going to stop both directions there. And then the pink line is going to do the same thing here. It's going to share this stop. No, it's not. It's going to go in the middle for now. We've got the ability to separate them. We should. Let's grab the pink line if we can. Oh, this is going to be a challenge. Oh, no. Crap. Hold on. Pink line, you're in the middle. Pink line, you're in the middle. Orange line, you're right there. You're going to stay there. Okay. There we go. Now, if we look, there's a... Isn't there like a train connection point or something you can see? Like if I go here, where does this say? Penrith. Okay. And that's this pink line. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. The pink line is going to be... It's train line 2, so it's going to be the R2, but we're going to do it this way. R2 dash Penrith. Okay, so the R2, it goes from Penrith, and really it goes from Penrith. It also stops at Kersey and Summit Hill, but its terminus is over in Penrith. The other train line, Albert. Can I name that city? Can we give it a different name? You know what? Let's name this other one Chester. Okay, so that goes out to Chester. So now if we go back over and look at our lines, we have the R1, which goes out to Chester as its terminus. And then I think because this Lake East is the last stop before you get to the Railyard, which is going to be the Waffle Railyard. Tool Railyard. I think that this train line, the R3, is going to be the R3 Lake East line. Okay, great. And I would like to make these, I think, just a bit more punchy. Like, give me like a bright orange for that one. Maybe even like a deeper orange. Something like that. Okay. Then we're going to do a nice pink. And then this one, we're going to do a nice blue. There we go. All right, so now we've got our R1, which goes out to Chester, our R2, which goes out to Penrith, our R3, which goes out to Lake East. It's orange. If you know, you know. And now we're golden. We're golden. Okay. Unpause. Let's see how this goes. It's been a minute. We've done a lot. Things are changing. Things are happening. People are unhappy. When are they not? People always have something to complain about. Get out of town. Your hoses are no longer available. You're gonna have to come up with another option there. Not loving this anymore, just because of some of the changes we made. I think we just cap all this off and just leave it like that. I also think that we get rid of this. And instead, I think this little area, it actually doesn't need anything. but I wouldn't mind just slapping down maybe like 1 or 2 little offices here. Just a bit of you know what, and a little commercial. A bit of business here at the end. Fine with that. I would like for us to ride the train. What line is this? This is public transport vehicle. That is the R1 to Chester. This is a cargo line coming through here. Another cargo line coming through as well. They really slowed down here to get through the rail yard, but I think that's how they do maintenance, right? Like, don't they have to get their maintenance done? And that's what happens there. This is destination Chester. Great. What are you? You are the R1 from Chester as well. Where is our train line here? We've got 6 employees, 1 line, view details, assigned vehicles 2 of 5. Okay. I want to assign a 3rd. So where would that vehicle come from? 1, 2, no vehicles. Are you out of vehicles to give? You are. Passenger train, cargo train, passenger train, passenger train, cargo, 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 passenger, passenger, cargo. Okay. Let's go ahead and expand this. Already built. 5 new vehicles. We just need to connect them up and in. So let's go like this. Curve tool, beautiful. We're actually going to come from this angle. Connect in like that. And then again, come from this angle. This one will come from this angle. That's fine. Connect in like that. Okay. 11 vehicles in use. Fantastic. Let's figure out where they all are. 1, 2, and 3. We have 2 trains at this station, which is not what I really wanted. However, we're going to follow this one. So we're at Lake East right now. We're just waiting for people to come on by. Once we build out this area and move this industrial autosave, we'll be in a much better spot, I think, and this will get some more activity. But we are now on our way. Oh no, I've clicked off the train. That's not what I wanted to do. Follow the, whatever the front is called. The caboose is in the back. What's the front of a train? The conductor's unit. I have no idea. It's just, I'm blanking on it at the moment. All right, we're continuing straight along here. It's a bit slow at 0 speed, or at 1 speed, but the R3 is moving right along. We're coming right on into our first station. This is the Manor Acres train station. We have 28 passengers currently. No major change here for us. Oh, yes, there is. 96 passengers now. A few people getting off. Love to see it. Love to see it. Let's go ahead and speed it up as we move on to the next train station. We're now at 106. Beautiful, beautiful. And I think the train lines, or the trains themselves, will spread out here over time. Let's slow this down and watch how this goes. So we go up this hill here under the highway. Fine with me. And we curve around and in. That's a decent curve. That's not bad. I am happy with that. We're going to slide into this lane here. Go ahead and pull into the Washington Glade train station. We have 106 passengers currently. And let's see what we have going on here. Do we have people getting off? 110. A few people getting on, it looks like. Nothing too remarkable there. We're en route to our next stop. This one, part of the line we know pretty well. Slow down around the bend. Yeah, beautiful curves. Not too much craziness happening with the train, which we like to see. Again, a decent curve. Coming on in here to the Kersey train station. What's going on here? 110 people still. Still 100. Oh, 36. So a number of people got off. You can kind of see them if I'm not selecting. You can see them all over here. Look at all them. Moving and grooving. Who are you? Cynthia and her animal. Oh. Amarante. All right. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. We're coming into the city. All right, and this is an elevated section here. We have 36 people on the train. We're coming back down and around behind these homes, and we're going to go into the first section here, first station at the Summit Hill train station. That's a little bit of a dodgy connection, but that's just because we're at the terminus of this line presently. We've got 11 people on it. We're going to go back and do the reverse. Let's zoom out while we wait and just look at the development we have here. This actually looks pretty nice. I'm not mad about it. I love this little thin blue building there. All right, so we're going backwards. We're coming up to the Kersey train station. We have 11 people presently. Now we're down to 3. Keep it sped up and let it keep moving. All right. Moving around, coming up the hill here, going into Washington Glade train station. Swerve on over. We have 4 people. Now we have 3, so we let a few go. Or by a few, I mean we let 1 person go. Loop and back onto the train line. I'm obsessed with this riverfront train line. This is great. I might even come back and just fix some of this off screen. And just kind of smooth out some of the lumpy bumpies. All right, we got 3 people, 0. So we did have 3 people get off here at Manor Acres, which is awesome. Coming around here, underneath the highway, crossing over the water access road, and coming into our Lake East train station. This is the terminus stop of the R3. 6 people got on and 3 animals. Fantastic. All right, but I think that's where we're going to leave this part here. There's no crazy issues, it looks like. We've now kind of just overhauled this back section of our town. So Manor Acres has had a bit of a reduction in the number of people living here. It's only got 592 households, or 1,500 people. Fairview Ridge is kind of shifted over to this area. We've got 577 residents, and then Lake East, 517, Grove Crest 0. But I think as we move Grove Crest's industrial over to Watul, that will look great. Our stored garbage is at 0. So to wrap this up here, we're just gonna delete B. We're gonna delete the landfill. Happy with that. Okay, in the next part, I do want to address the subway. So we've got a train line going now. We've got our updated and brand new rail yards looking great. This looks cleaner as well. So I do want to work on figuring out what our subway is going to look like and kind of how that feeds through the city. So if you have any suggestions or ideas, let me know. I do think that I want to have this area, as we redevelop it, this area is going to have elevated subway, kind of like a rail. And then that's going to come through probably Hawthorne Heights. There will be an underground train station or 2 in Hawthorne Heights just because of how dense it is. I mean, if we look, there are 3,500 people living here, which is just remarkable. So that's going to happen here. We could even slap a subway station in right here and not destroy any buildings, and then maybe have another one here kind of in the park / elementary school Chirpers complex. Then we're going to have one come in, and I think we're going to have a few in here, and I would like to incorporate one into this station here, adding in the subway entrance. So we're going to have that on here as well. But we've now got our renamed train lines. They're looking pretty good. If we just do one final view here, we have got 143 passengers on the R1, 103 on the R2, and 27 on the R3. So we're going to just let these keep running and see how they go over time. But right now, things are looking pretty good. But for now, guys, that's where we're going to leave this part here. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.